떡순제?
떡승제.
떡순제.
Yeah.
I'm Maikronda, and I approve this message. When you emerge from America's darkest days,
To me, when I think about virtue, there's about three areas. One as a father or as a parent. Second, as a teacher. Third, as a politician. Virtue should be the same for all three. My mother taught me is to be humble and to listen humbly and learn from other people. Because being humble is a strength, it's not a weakness. Being quiet is a strength, it's not a weakness. Being quiet without knowing when to speak, that's a weakness. You know, being quiet and not knowing how to make a decision, that's a weakness. But being quiet and being humble, and knowing what to do and how to say it is a strength. That's a virtue. Because nobody taught me to be a parent, right? There's no school to be a parent. So I had to learn by watching and thinking and just saying, what can I learn from other parents that are successful? Willing to say, I made a mistake, I'm sorry, or how can I do it better? To ask other people for input, because I can't know everything. So I cannot say that I'm a father, therefore I know better than everybody. I think the Korean parents really, really love their children. They want them to do good. They want them to be successful. So much, they love them to death. They love them so that they push them into high stress and the idea that if you fail, you're a loser. And so, but to change the virtue is to not to look at failure as a dead end. It's to look at failure or something that didn't work as a learning experience. You're a scientist. If you stop at the very first time you fail at something, you would not be an entrepreneur. So the investment of emotional equity that parents put into the children should be balanced with what they want to see the child to be like when they're 18, 19, 20 years old. To have less stress, more self-worth, and a sense of accomplishment. That doesn't mean that they should not push their children into learning. That's a good discipline. But at a certain point, learning has to be fun. And that's where the partnership between a teacher and a parent has to come and help the youngster have fun while they're learning. I mean, children have fun from birth to when they go to school. They learn a lot of things every day. They learn more things from birth to 6 years old than after that. How? Why? Because it was all free association. They absorbed it. They watched. Children can learn to speak 3 languages by they're 6, 7 years old, right? But if you force them, stress gets in the way. Virtue is like watering plants, watering the vegetables. You know, it sinks into the ground, you don't see it anymore. But under the ground, the roots absorb it, and it helps them grow. It helps them take all the minerals and stuff out of the ground and absorb it, you know, so that the plant becomes a good, strong plant. Nature does not require you to be perfect. It requires you to learn. So, as a plant is growing or a tree is growing, the parent is the stick that you put in the ground. It teaches them to grow straight. Then once they get to a certain size, they're strong enough to be their own plant. You know, then they produce fruit. But that's the hardest part, is to be a parent that understands that. Hold your breath. Hold your breath and trust that your child will learn. You know?